Do you remember we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air now. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air now. Hold on. You remember the time. How could I ever forget? You remember the time. Hold on.
Family, fam. Look, I haven't been on YouTube in a minute, so I got to get all my fams out. Family, familicious, famification, phenomenal fam. What's good, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the 2ANLA channel. Let me run down the line. Zero Poops Given. My man, salute to you. Gina versus Gina, one of the best mods in the business. Salute Tatted Cops. No long time, no see. Burner Girl, what's happening? Tactical Chef NC in the building. What's good? RF Taylor. What's happened? My main man, Jeff, from the Weapons Collective is in the building. So look, fam, you guys may or may have not have noticed, but your boy hasn't been on YouTube, hasn't posted anything on YouTube in a minute. Ronald Woodman, what's good? Silverback Tactical in the business. My sis, Tactical Tina, what's happening? So YouTube did what YouTube does. Your boy picked up a strike or two, and that had me down. Hopefully the issue that they had is resolved, but you never know. You never know. So, but I think I've got everything taken care of. That said, I am going to Floss and Farmer. What's good? BTG, what's happening? That said, two things I want to get out of the way before we get rolling. I had mentioned in my last live that I was in the process of rolling out a new channel. Hi, Poppy, what's good? Rolling out a new channel called Heat Check Radio. And on that channel, the 2ANLA channel is even now is primarily gun reviews, gear reviews, that kind of things. And then I sprinkle in some commentary. I want to get more into that commentary space. Want to bring you more interviews like the ones I did, like the one I did with Don at Venom Customs. We got another video with Pat Rafferty coming out, another one with Combat Precision. So I want to have both those channels. Secondarily, as if that wasn't enough, Tuss Tack, what's good? As if that wasn't enough, I also am establishing a backup 2ANLA channel just in case YouTube does what YouTube does. So what I'm going to ask Gina versus Gina to do for your boy, if you could put the links to Heat Check Radio and 2ANLA 2 in the description while this live is going. I'm going to ask everybody to go over and subscribe to those two channels for me. I would really, really appreciate it. Mr. Professional, what's happening with you? All right, so Gina will drop those links. Like I said, Heat Check Radio, that's going to be super dope. It's going to have crazy interviews with some of the biggest people in the industry, a lot of commentary stuff, and 2A news that I don't really cover on the 2ANLA channel will be over there. Some of that stuff is in 2ANLA channel. I'll be migrating that over to that channel, so you'll have it there. And then secondarily, the 2ANLA backup channel, just in case YouTube does what YouTube does, you'll have that as well. Now, here is what I also want to say. A lot of you guys have just been watching the 2A NLA channel, probably maybe the last year, 2 years. I got some OGs that have been here from day one. But here's what I would say, that if you missed out on the kind of growth of the channel, I'm gonna start the 2A NLA 2 channel from the very beginning, from the very first episode. So on the 2A NLA channel, you get to see the humble beginnings of the 2A NLA channel. Before there was any 2011s in the collection, when it was Glocks and SIGs and all that kind of stuff. So that would be, I think, a fun watch just for reminiscing purposes. So again, Heat Check Honors, if you guys could go sub there, and if you could go to the 2A NLA backup channel and sub there, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, before we get going, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors of next week's Heat Check Honors rewards. This week is the preview. Next Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central, will be the actual Heat Check Honors Awards. And so before I even get into the sponsors, let me just talk about the why, right? I feel like I have developed a real niche in the 2011 space. I've developed relationships with the 2011 community at large, from all the builders to the retailers to the content providers who are very active in the space. And we've got the Gundies, and that's cool. The Gundies are more focused on content creation. And of course, we got my main man, RGG, who does the RGAs every year. And that was kind of content creator focused, went to more industry focused, but not really focused in the 2011s, in the 2011 space. And so I felt like there needed to be something. The 2011 market is so prevalent. I felt like there needed to be something to acknowledge the people who are really, really doing it. I see everybody that's saying they subbed. I appreciate that very, very much. You guys don't know how much it means to me. Patrick Irie, what's good with you, fam? What's good? So I felt like there needed to be something in the 2011 space so that people who are really advancing the space can be acknowledged and celebrated. And today I'm going to talk about the sponsors, and then we're going to get into, last time I gave you guys the categories. Now all the nominations are out there. I've been dropping the nominations on Instagram. If you haven't been checking them, follow me on Insta, y'all. A lot of good stuff jumping off on Instagram. But we're going to go over the categories and the nominees tonight, and I'm going to want your input. This is a chance for you to have your voice heard as to who you feel should be the winners in the various categories. But before we jump into that, I also want to mention a few things about the award ceremony next week. It's going to be a live stream, just like my normal live stream. It's going to take place at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. All you Central folks, y'all got to figure that out for yourself. It gets too iffy for me. But that's what we'll be doing. That's when it will start. We're going to be doing, we're going to have in addition to the awards and the award ceremony, we're going to have a lot of information from our sponsors, which is going to be dope. We have giveaways. Now, the primary giveaway for next week is going to be a Fusion Firearms XP Pro comp. That's right. We're going to be giving that brand new hotness Fusion Firearms XP Pro comp, courtesy of Fusion Firearms. And so you have to be two things. Number one, you have to be a member to be eligible for the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. Okay? Got to be a member. If you're not a member, you won't be eligible. And you have to be present to win. You have to be present to win. You do not have to come up on the screen, but you have to be present to win. And number 3, you have to be in a state that will allow you to receive the firearm. Now, it is available in California, so all my California people, you're good. But for other states, you have to confirm that. If something happens and we can't ship it to you because your state doesn't accept it, it's going to go back in the kitty and it will be redrawn to another member. So make sure that you guys are members. If you're in green, that means you're a member. So make sure you guys are members. Make sure you are present, and make sure you are eligible to receive the firearm in your state. Okay, those are the guidelines. All right, that's the primary giveaway. We're also going to be giving away a Hero Grip from Phoenix Trinity, a Hero Grip grip module. I know a lot of people always you get the kind of budget 2011. It doesn't come with the best grip in the world. Comes with polymer grips, this, that, and the other thing. Now you have an opportunity to upgrade that grip module to a Phoenix Trinity grip. So shout out to Phoenix Trinity for providing the grip. And we're going to have a couple other giveaways as well. All right. So that is the kind of protocol for the award show next week. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Let's start off with the platinum sponsors, the big boys. Shout out to Covert Projects for being a platinum sponsor of the first annual Heat Check Honors Award Show. Shout out to 2A Zone for being a platinum sponsor at the first annual Heat Check Award Show. Shout out to Atlas Gunworks for being a platinum sponsor. Shout out to Jacob Gray for being a platinum sponsor. Shout out to Cosent Arms for being a platinum sponsor. Shout out to Your Unique Arms for being a platinum sponsor. Shout out to T Gun Vault for being a platinum sponsor. And shout out to the Syndicate for being a platinum sponsor. So look, fam, my platinum sponsors are about it. Thank you so much for the support and the participation. It is greatly appreciated. We also got some great gold sponsors. So shout out to my gold sponsors, starting off with Race City Defense. Thank you so much for your support. Shout out to Dark Forge, makers of the Reaper, for being a gold sponsor. Shout out to Cardinal Arms for being a gold sponsor. Shout out to CNC Gunworks for being a gold sponsor. Shout out to DSC Gunworks for being a gold sponsor. Shout out to Miller Precision for being a gold sponsor. And shout out to Alpha American Firearms for being gold sponsors. Your support is appreciated and deservedly acknowledged. And finally, let me acknowledge my 3 silver sponsors. Venom Customs. My man Don was in here earlier. Shout out to Venom Customs for being a silver sponsor. Shout out to Rafferty Custom Guns for being a silver sponsor. And shout out to Tactical Formulary for being a silver sponsor. Man, oh man. So look, fam, here's what's awesome. Some of the biggest names in the 2011 space are all sponsoring this event. So hopefully that gives you guys a sense of how supportive the 2011 space is and how important people think that this event is. So I'm so happy to be putting it on for them and for you. I think it's going to be incredible. Right? All right, look, fam, let's dive in to the nominees in the various categories. And I want to get your feedback. We're going to start off with, put this up there, best. Oh, let me apologize. There's a couple of duplicates on some of these slides. Don't worry about the duplicates. each person or each nominee is only nominated once, even though their name may appear twice. All right, let's start off with Best Budget 2011 of 2025. The nominees are the Alpha Foxtrot Romulus, the Gerson Witness 2311 Match X, the Bursa M2XI, the Fusion Firearms XP Pro Comp. The comp part is cut off, but the Fusion Firearms XP Pro Comp and the Mac 9 DS Comp. Congratulations to these phenomenal nominees. I just want to say, too, that if you are nominated in any category, it is a testament to the fact that you put out some phenomenal firearms, or you did some exceptional things in your categories. So let's go to the chat and see what my people say. The Weapon Collective has a Mac 9 DS comp. Okay. Major Havoc said, I own all of those. Stop playing with my boy Major Havoc. Stop playing with my boy Major Havoc. He is about that budget 2011 life. Mac 9, Burner Girl says, I have no idea. Bursa wins, okay. Tina says, I have 2. Tactical Chef said, damn, that's a hard choice. Bustin' Gun says, AF Romulus out of the box for all around best. Okay. Tactical Chef says, Bursa. Okay. Gina versus Gina says, Major Havoc is out here flexing on the peoples. Ha! Major Havoc is out here flexing on the people. Look, like I said, in my book, you can't go wrong with any of these. They are all excellent. I mean, for the price point, you really, really are getting a lot of bang for your buck in these budget, with these budget nominees. So congratulations to Alpha Foxtrot, Gerson, Bursa, Fusion Firearms, and Military Armament Company. They are awesome. Well, that's a fact. Bust Them Guns said, without AF, you don't have a Bursa. That's going to be true for people in a few different categories. All right, shout out to the nominees for Best Budget 2011 of 2025. Hey, Tatty Cops, that's a good question. I think we're defining budget as any 2011 that's kind of $2,000 or less. So your staccatos, most of the bulls, those things would not be considered budget. Got to be like 2,000 or less. All right. Let's keep it pushing. Next up, the following are the nominees for the Best Carry 2011 of 2025. The nominees are the Cosaint X Covert 3.5 variants, and that's because Cosaint Arms put out 2 or 3 different versions of their 3.5 carry gun. I have one. I know Major Havoc has one. I tested the most recent one. I tell you, these are excellent 20 carry 2011. Also, the Staccato HD 3.6, the Atlas Gunworks EOS, the Fowler V9K, and I know Fowler's there twice, but just nominated once. The Combat Precision M5, the Wilson Combat EDC/SFX series, and the Jacob Gray Hex. Congratulations to these phenomenal nominees. I mean, I own a Cosaint. I just got through testing the Staccato, reviewing the Staccato HD 3.6. I own the EOS. I obviously own the Fowler, although not the K version. I own the Combat Precision M5. I own a Wilson Combat EDC, and I own a Jacob Gray TWC9, and I've reviewed the Hex. So all of those are great, great, great option. Tactical Chef says Cosine. Ronald Woodman says Cosine. Mr. Pew Professional says M5 is great, but he loves the Hex. STD says the Hex. Weapons Collective, Jeff says the EOS. 100% EOS is great. Tatty Cops also says EO. Gina versus Gina showing out. That's a flex. Gina says, I have a Cosine. Stop playing with GVG. In the house with a Cosine. Like I said, fam, all of these nominees are phenomenal. All these firearms are phenomenal. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Major Havoc says Cosine is the best shooter. EOS is the best built. I think there's arguably a lot to be said for that. I think too, for a carry gun, I'm looking at what is also the most easily carryable. And the Cosine 3.5 variants, I think, you get to a sub 4-inch gun and the gun becomes a lot more carry friendly. Like the Fowler is a 4 1/4. The Combat Precision M5 is a 4 1/4. The Hex is a 4 1/4. So a little bit larger guns, and that could impact the judging. But that said, all of these guns are phenomenal. D-Snipped, what's good, fam? All these guns are phenomenal. All right, next up, the nominees for Best Custom Builder of 2025. And I got to say, fam, this category right here, this one right here, look. Woo! Heavy weights. We got SVI Infinity. We got Venom Customs. We got Rafferty Customs. We got Hayes Customs. We got Combat Precision. And we have Fowler. Look, fam. Woo! I did a March Madness roundtable of 2011 builders, and I think Fowler ended up winning those, but all of these guys were finalists. If you guys have watched my 2011 tiers, you know that most of these guys are in GOAT status, are very close to it. These are some of the best 2011 builders ever. STD said Hayes. BTG said Venom and Rafferty. Toss up. Major Havoc said Hayes best shooter, Venom best built. Mr. Professional says Rafferty all day. Look, these builders, look. I own all of them. I got 3 Rafferty. I got 3 Infinities. I got a Venom and one on the way. I got a Rafferty and another on the way. I got a Hayes. I got 2 Combat Precisions, and I got a Fowler. So I own them all. And I can just tell you, they're amazing. Amazing firearms. Again, there are no, and I can say this about every category, there are no losers in these categories. If you're nominated, it's because you are special. You are a special builder. And so in my book, they're all winners. There's a reason why I own all of them and reason why I own multiples on most of them and will own multiples on most of them. So yeah, these guys are the best of the best of the best. And I am just happy to get to acknowledge them at the award show. So best custom builders of 2025. Once again, SBI Infinity, Venom Customs, Rafferty Customs, Hayes Customs, Combat Precision, and Fowler. Man, bust them guns. Say it again for the people in the back. That is an all-star lineup. 100%. Woo! Yes, indeed. All right. Let's keep it going. This next category is another one. It's another one. And the nominees for Best New 2011 Builder of 2025 are Bursa, Cardinal Arms, Dark Forge, Kimber, and Miller Precision. Look, these guys brought it. These guys brought it. Now, some of it is cheating a little bit because most of these guys were already builders. Obviously, Bursa has been around forever, but this is the first year they dived into the 2011 pool. Cardinal Arms and Dark Forge are companies that have been white labeling for some of the biggest, best named 2011 builders out there, but broke off on their own this year to bring out their own lines. Kimber obviously has been around for a very, very long time, making 1911s and other guns, but now they stepped into that 2011 pool. And special shout out to Miller Precision, who was making grip modules for some of the best manufacturers out there and created his own gun, a very true first-time builder. These nominees are phenomenal. Their guns are phenomenal. And like I said, no losers in these categories. They did it. They did it. So who y'all got? I see Tactical Chef says Cardinal. Look, I'm not mad at that. That is a good choice. Cardinal Arms makes a phenomenal firearm, without a doubt. All right, once again, congratulations to all the nominees for the best new 2011 builder of 2025. Let's get one more builder category, and then Weapon Collector said Cardinal Arms and Dark Forge. Okay. I think that's a good choice. All right. Best production builder. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Snap, what's good, fam? I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Best production 2011 builder of 2025. Just Guns and Sneaks, what's good with you? So we got Staccato. We got Atlas Gunworks. We got Nighthawk Customs. We got Bull Armory, Masterpiece Arms, and Wilson Combat. Look, fam, these are the ones. These are the biggest and baddest 2011 builders in the entries in the industry in terms of size and scope of what they produce. They're very, very special. Obviously, Staccato is kind of the king of the hill. They've had their HD series that has dropped this year. Atlas Gunworks has dropped the Hades, of course, the Apollo, the EOS. Makers of the Erebus, need I say more? Nighthawk Customs. You got, I was going to say the Sand Viper. That's Terran Tactical. The Sandhawk and others. Bull Armory has a huge lineup. Of course, I've talked extensively about Masterpiece Arms and what they've done this year. And Wilson Combat has just been steady. So STD says Bull Armory. Major Havoc says Atlas. BTG says Atlas. Natty Fernandez, salute. Atlas. Tatty Cop says Atlas. Mr. Preview says Atlas. Look, sounds like people are digging Atlas for best production builder. I am not mad at that. If you want to find out who wins, you got to be here next week for that live. All right? Let's keep it going. This one right here, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. This is the nomination for the best new 2011 of 2025, and the nominees are the Cardinal Arms G2 Ported, the Race City Defense Mod 2, the Kimber 2K11, the Dark Forge Reaper, the Phoenix Trinity Honcho V2, the Jacob Gray Knox 9, the Wilson Combat Division 77, and the Miller Precision X Covert Ranger 9X. Bam! Fire! Woo! Fire, fire, fire. All of these guns are fire. What say you? Snap has the Knox 9. Tactical Tina has the PT Honcho V2. BTG says the RC9 Mod 2 and the Knox 9. Look, phenomenal. Major Havoc. Yes. The Cardinal Arms, the RCD Mod 2, and the Dark Forge Reaper. STD said all. I want them all. Mr. Pugh, what? My man, look, I'm not mad at you saying Race City. I don't know about Easy. Easy? I don't know about Easy. Man, have you shot that Cardinal Arms G2P? Have you shot the Dark Forge Reaper Covert version? You shot that Knox 9? Man, I'm telling you. Woo! Those guns are special. Special. Brian Bradford, salute, fam. Just got his G2. Loves it. And Fernandez saying the Reaper. Yeah. Ronald Woodman, Honcho 2 or Knox 9. Derek Stahl, Knox 9. Guess who just picked up his own Knox 9 today? Brought it home. Got the optic on it. About to throw my Surefire on it. Stop playing. Stop playing with your boy. So look, again, these guns are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I either own or reviewed, or both own and reviewed all of these guns, every single one. And I'm telling you, these are some look, if this is going to be what the 2011 market brings to the table year after year, look, the 2011 market is in good shape. It's in good shape. These guns bring that rare combination of aesthetics, functionality, reliability, all the things that go into a phenomenal 2011. Most of them have received Grail gun status on the channel, except for the Kimber 2K11 and the Miller, although the Miller may have, if not, it was very close. Look, all of these are phenomenal guns without a doubt. Shout out to these incredible nominees. All right. This next category, y'all, this next one, this category is not about 20 and 2025. It's just about who is the king of the hill. Who is the king of the hill? These are the nominees for the best overall 2011. Stop playing with these nominees. We got the Rafferty Lucky Devil. We got the Venom Customs Quad Port. We've got the Hayes Custom Island Barrel. We got the Atlas Gun Works Erebus. We got the Fowler Vanta 9, the Staccato XC, the Nighthawk Sandhawk, and the Infinity Iconic. Wow. Ah. Wow. As someone who owns every single one with the exception of the Nighthawk Sandhawk, fam, these guns are all amazing. All amazing. I am just upset that I don't have every single one of the nominees. But give me time. Give me some time. These guns are the best of the best of the best by some of the best manufacturers out there. I see Hayes, I see Venom, I see Erebus, Ronald Woodman. Look, look. I gotta tell y'all a story about the Lucky Devil in a minute. Remind me. Yeah, yeah. Mr. P. Festival says he never shot the Lucky Devil, but it's his favorite gun. Facts. Venom, Tatted Cops. Hard to be mad at that. STD said number 1 Hayes, number 2 Hayes, and number 3 Hayes. Weapon Collective said the Lucky Devil. So let me tell you this story. So you guys know I hosted a meetup in LA not too long ago. And I had my man Jeff from the Weapon Collective come out. I had Team Blacksmith come out. And I had Tactical Bearded Dad come out. And let me just say this. Between the 4 of us, and I brought my guns out to the range. They brought some of their guns out to the range, primarily 2011s, right? There were infinities all over the place. Hayes, Rafferty's, Fowlers, Venoms. I mean, the best of the best of the best. And these guys are guys who shoot very, very high-end firearms. The best of the best of the best of the best, right? Everybody walked away from that day saying that the Rafferty Lucky Devil stand out. And that's before Pat upgraded. So, yeah, wouldn't surprise me if the Lucky Devil fares well in that category. But we'll have to see. Tune in next week. But shout out to all the nominees. These are incredible, incredible firearms. All right, let's get back to another builder category. This next category, best breakthrough builder of 2025. There are builders out there. We did the best new 2011 builders, right? These are builders who have been around. They've been knocking on the door, and now all the fruits of their labor are coming into fruition. They've made big steps, big gains in 2025. Shout out to all the nominees in the Breakthrough Builder of 2025 category, starting with Cosent Arms. Look, Cosent has been around for a minute. Greg over there at Cosent is a phenomenal builder, has an incredible background, and they are really starting to make some noise in the space. Alpha American Firearms. I am very, very proud of Alpha American. I felt like Alpha American has been around for a long time. They were in the 1911 space primarily, and they kind of transitioned into 2011s. And I felt like the quality of their builds were excellent, but they were just kind of behind the times, I felt, in terms of their designs, in terms of what a modern 2011 looks like in 2025. Well, they have answered the bell. If you guys haven't seen my recent reviews of Alpha American, if you haven't seen Jeff's recent reviews of his Alpha American firearm, definitely check them out. Amazing guns. Race City Defense, another company, been around for a couple years, but are killing the game right now, destroying it. Jacob Gray. Look, Jacob Gray came in with a modest TWC9. They elevated that to the black. They elevated that to the covert special edition. They elevated that to the hex. And now they have dropped the Knox 9. Talk about breakthrough. Unbelievable. Fusion Firearms. That's another company, man, that just keeps doing it. They just keep doing it. They keep getting better. What I love about them, and I think it's indicative of all the people in this category, is that they listen. They listen. There are a lot of gun builders out here, fam, who are just arrogant. I'm going to build it. I'm going to do it my way, and people are going to buy it. Maybe not. maybe not. What I love about all of the people in this category is they take in input, and everything that they do, it gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And I think Fusion represents that. Viking firearms. A lot of people may not have heard of Viking. If you're not following Viking on Instagram, follow Viking. They make some beautiful firearms and high quality firearms. And it's not going to surprise me that one day, maybe as early as next year, they could be in that category of best custom builder. They make some beautiful firearms. I'm definitely adding a Viking to my collection in 2026. These are all amazing builders. Congratulations to all the nominees in the Breakthrough Gun Builder of 2025 category. All right, this is another good one, y'all. This is another good one. This next category is the most innovative 2011 of 2025. Look, one of the things that I hear consistently is that all these 2011s are the same. They all got the same Chile grip module. They all got the same port package. They all got EGW internals. And I don't think that that's necessarily true. Even if you have identical componentry, doesn't mean the build quality is the same. But what I will say is I appreciate the people who stepped up and did something different, who got ahead of the curve, who are setting the curve and not following the curve. So let's bring up the nominees for most innovative 2011 of 2025. And they are Jacob Gray for the Knox 9, Dark Forge for the Reaper Covert Edition, Miller Precision X Covert Ranger, Combat Precision GT Dark Horse, Bull Army TAC Pro. These were all guns that are hybrid ported. And these guys came to the market with some of the best quality hybrid guns, both ported and compensated, in the marketplace. I think that was the trend for 2025. If I had to give, like, if somebody asked me, well, what was the most pervasive advancement in the 2011 space in 2025, I would say from factory hybrid 2011 pistols. And even though it came too late to be nominated and it was such a small run, we can't fail to mention the Atlas Gunworks Hades as well as somebody else who, achieved in that area. And of course, I own the Knox 9, I own the Reaper, I own the GT Dark Horse. I've reviewed the Miller Precision X Covert, and I have shot the Bull Armory TAC Pro. And I can tell you they're all great, 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 and innovative pistols. So shout out to the nominees. All right, this is another one. Look, you know what I love? I love when I look at the nominees in a category and, like, I can say I own every gun in the category. That's special for sure. But what's even more special to me is when I have a category like this next one, where it's not a gun, but it is a vendor that does tremendous work in the space. This next one is the best third-party 2011 vendor of 2025, or aftermarket vendor of 2025. And it has been an honor to have guns worked on by everybody in this category. Starting off with Monsoon Tactical, who did my Staccato C2. Vulcan Machine Works, who did my Staccato P and Staccato XC. DSC Gunworks, who did my Prodigy, and arguably one of the dopest Prodigies out there on YouTube. TDS Gunworks, who is right in the midst of wrapping up my MPA DS9 Hybrid TC. Hey, Mr. Professional, I hear you. We'll come back to that. Skips Guns, who has done countless amount of guns for me, and T Gun Vault, who did my my Covert Apache Dragon, which is phenomenal. If you guys don't follow, you guys should be following all these guys. Monsoon Tactical actually has a YouTube channel. Vulcan is a great follow on Instagram, as is TDS Gunworks, as is T Gun Vault. If you don't see some of the stuff that T Gun Vault is doing, it's crazy. It's crazy. To me, TDS has taken kind of what Iron Monkey did and what Vulcan did and is doing it all in all the categories. All these guys do amazing work. Congratulations. This is really, in my opinion, kind of the best of the best of the best. And again, no losers here, just winners. Just winners. Mr. Professional, man, look, no promises, but I am, two things. Number one, if you don't go to a regular meetup, I go to a regular meetup every year, and I always bring some of my guns, and it's a bomb range day. But maybe we will do a range day someday soon out here on the West Coast. Brian Bradford, salute. Thanks for the membership, fam. Much appreciated. All right. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. All right, this next category, fam, we went over kind of the best budget 2011 of 2025. This next category is best value 2011. So just to make the distinction between budget, to be a budget gun, like I said, it had to be kind of $2,000 or less. Value means regardless of the price, we're giving you a lot for whatever the price is that we are asking. And so the nominees for best value 2011 of 2025 are Masterpiece Arms, the DS9 Hybrid TC, the Jacob Gray Knox 9, the Miller Precision X Covert Ranger Series, the Race City Defense Mod 2, and the Cossaint X Covert DVC Legacy 5-inch. These guns are all phenomenal. And you guys know I have sung the praises of Masterpiece Arms and Miller Precision in terms of what you get for what the ask price is. And MPA is the lowest price of everyone on here, and arguably as good a gun as any of the ones on here as well. And Jacob Gray, for a sub 68 gun on the Knox 9 to give you everything you give, even though it's a very expensive gun, I still think it's a great value buy. Erica, my five family, what's good, sis? What's good? Again, all of these nominees are incredible. I own most of these guns, have shot all of these guns and reviewed all of them, and they're just amazing firearms. 100%. Congrats to the nominees. Major Havoc says he loves all his MPAs, but he would have to vote for RCD or COSIN. Look, no losers. Like, I honestly feel like when we came up with the nominees, I took a lot of you guys' input to come up with these nominees. And one of the things that helped me determine who the nominees were, I felt like if somebody won in any category, people would be like, well, I could see that. You know what I mean? There is no, in my opinion, no egregious winner in any of these categories. All of these companies and guns are amazing. Just amazing. And like I said, I could close my eyes and pick one, and it would be a good choice. And I think a lot of times that's a good a good sign that you got the nominees right. Hey, my man, Black King, it's never too late, baby. It's never too late. I just picked up mine today. Look, hit my guys up. It's never too late. My man BTG. Look, BTG, you got about 60 2011s, dog. Just sell like 5 of them. You pick up one and you'll still have 55. You'll still have 55. They'll come back around. They'll come back around. They got to start getting the volume out. They're just starting to ship now. Once the volume picks up, they'll come back around. All right, shout out again to all the incredible nominees in the Best Value 2011 category. This next one, yeah. These are all amazing stores scattered all over the country. But this is the nominees for the best 2011 retailers of 2025. Starting off with Covert Projects out here in California, Battlehark Armory, Modern Warriors up in Utah, 2A Zone also out here in SoCal does a ton of 2011 volume, and the Bunker Gun Shop in the greater PA area. All of these companies are amazing. They do incredible work. I think this one, though, I mean, anybody, all these are worthy nominees. I think where Covert and maybe Modern Warriors distinguish themselves a little bit is they have a lot of input too on the firearms themselves. They don't just carry them. They have special editions and special runs, either through partnerships, in Modern Warriors case, with Vulcan and others. And of course, Covert developing a lot of 2011s with actual manufacturers. So I think all of these nominees are incredibly deserving and do awesome work. Major Habit said Covert is a 2011 place to be. Hard for me to dispute that with you, my friend. Hard for me to dispute that. They do an incredible job. Man, I was doing pretty good. Okay, so hold on. Custom, overall, breakthrough, most innovative, third party vendor, best value. Okay, we're coming up on the last category. All right, fam. This category to me is the most, I don't even know what the word is. Important is probably not the right word. More so the category that is most meaningful to me. Because this is personal. This is about my favorites. These are the content creators. These are the people who I watch. Now, I watch a lot of 2A content because it's part of what I do, but these are the people who I go out of my way. I don't miss a video from any of these guys because, and I'll just say, for a few different reasons. And none of them are that I'm friendly with them. I am, but more so because I always leave with something, whether it's an idea, whether it's some knowledge that I didn't have prior, whether it's because I saw a gun that I hadn't seen anywhere else or a modification that I hadn't seen I always get something. Like I said, these are the content creators. And so This next category is the 2A NLA's favorite 2011 content creator of 2025. And several of them are here in the chat. We got the Weapon Collective, my man Jeff. Talk about an incredible collection, which in and of itself would be enough reason to watch the channel. But incredible production value on his channel and a great engaging personality and fun to watch. Team Blacksmith, look, one of the best collections on YouTube, and the kind of personality that you want to root for, that you want to cheer for, just awesome. Major Havoc. So if you're looking, particularly if you're in that custom space, talk about a wealth. So first of all, talk about a wealth of knowledge, just general knowledge in the 2011 space, from design to manufacturing to shooting. He has it all, and an incredible collection and some of the best modified 2011s out there. Tactical Bearded Dad, another guy who is just constantly bringing in guns to his channel that you don't see. Look, fam, anybody can get a staccato. Anybody can get a staccato to review. I remember when Tactical Bearded Dad sat down with Viking Firearms almost a year ago. Most people hadn't even heard of Viking at the time. You know, he did the first interview with Don from Venom, and so shout out to Tactical Bearded Dad and everything that he does. Bust Them Guns, my man. Look, talk about somebody who again is in that budget space and is doing it. That's a kind of space where I kind of started at, and how my channel has evolved, but I still see the value and the importance of that space, and not very many people do it better than Bust Them Guns. Let It Out. A lot of you guys may not have heard of Let It Out. He has a relatively small but growing channel, and again, very knowledgeable guy, very good shooter, a lot more technical about the guns than I am, so I appreciate that. Look, every channel can't be all things to all people, you know? And so you got to kind of get in where you fit in. But he is another person who has incredible guns on his channel. He gets very technical, and he's a very good shooter. And I thoroughly enjoy his channel. And then obviously my man Skip Guns, nominated in 2 categories as not only an incredible gunsmith and third-party provider, but also an incredible channel in and of itself. So shout out to all the nominees in the 2A NLA's favorite 2011 content creator space. All incredible content creators. All right, fam. Those are the 13 categories. Those are all of the nominees. I think you guys will all agree that all the nominees in all the categories are amazing. And look, fam, we're going to do it big. I got beautiful trophies for all of the winners. It's going to be a spectacle. Your boy is going to do it. And I got to be honest, this is much appreciated, Jeff. Much appreciated. This is just the first. I promise you, every year is going to get better and better and better. 100%. Look, before I forget, let me say one more time. Gina, if you could drop the links for Heat Check Radio and the 2A NLA 2 channel, I'm going to ask you guys one more time, fam, if you haven't already done it, to go over, subscribe, and request all post notification. As on the Heat Check Radio channel, that one's going to be dope. It's going to have crazy interviews with some of the biggest names in the Second Amendment market. That was going to be a gradual growth channel, but I promise you, you're going to thoroughly enjoy the content there. I'm also going to be doing a lot of stuff that I don't do on the 2A in LA channel, a lot of commentary, a lot of covering 2A news and what's going on out there in the space and my kind of view of the landscape. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. And the 2A in LA 2 channel is just a redundancy of the 2A in LA channel, because YouTube does what YouTube does. And if some reason I lose my 2A in LA channel, I want to have a backup channel already in place and rolling. And what I'm doing on that one to make it a little bit more special, I'm starting from the very first videos that I ever did. So back in 2021, so you get to see 2A in LA as it forms over the years. So make sure you subscribe to those two channels. Terrence, much appreciated, fam. Much appreciated. So that's what's been going on with me, fam. I gotta say, in some ways, people like Jeff from the Weapon Collective and Bust Them Guns and Major Havoc will appreciate what I'm about to say. Having my channel down for a couple of weeks was a blessing and a curse, because, all of us have careers. None of us are doing YouTube on a full-time basis. We have jobs. And these YouTube channels, no matter how much fun it looks like we're having, and we do, it's work. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, especially to put out the kind of volume that we put out. And so being down for 2 to 3 weeks, in some ways, it was a much needed respite. Don't worry, I was still working. I was still developing content, new content, doing reviews. All that stuff will be dropping. But not having the pressure of, I got to premiere or this or that and the other thing multiple times a week, it was a respite. But I got to say, it was also sad because I missed you guys. I got my crew that comes in on all the premieres and my people that come and comment, and I interact with them in the comments, and the people who come in and sit in on my live streams every couple of weeks. I missed you guys. That's one of the reasons why I'm starting the 2A in LA 2 channel. If this happens again and my channel's down, I'm just going to automatically go there. We just going to keep it moving. We just going to keep it moving. Let me see how I can catch up. Major Happy said, I'm unemployed. No, sir. Major Happy, you are retired, sir. You are what we are all aspiring to be. Okay. You are what we are all aspiring to get to. Well, look, fam, we've been at it for an hour. I got a big week coming up to prepare for the Heat Check Honors Awards. So I just want to say thank you, guys. I'm only going to do an hour tonight, but look, come ready to party next week. I need you guys. Look, your boy is coming teed up. No t-shirts, no sweatshirts, none of that. Your boy is coming G'd up for the live. I expect you to be in your best attire for this award ceremony. We're going to turn up together. All right? That's it for this live stream, fam. Till next time, as always, take care of one another.